Load shedding is back. It started at 12 noon today. It's due to carry on till 10 o'clock tonight. That's because about 5 generator units have broken down, and there have been problems as well at the Matimba power station. And to tell us all about it and how the fixing is going, we're joined by Eskom spokesperson Sikonathi Mantshantsha. Good evening, Sikonathi. So I have to ask first, is this one of the 3 days we're going to get load shedding this winter?
I must tell you right up front that this makes it more than 3 days.
Uh-oh.
I have to just tell you right up front now that we will certainly have a little more than the 3 days we had envisaged.
All right, so what actually happened? We know that 5 units off the grid, I understand it, Arnott, Kendall, Tutuka, Majuba, and there was also a delay with a unit at Duva. Why did they break? Why did they all pack in at the same time? Was it just bad luck?
Make that 6.
Oh dear, 6
generation units that earlier today took down 3,000 megawatts. You're asking if that's bad luck? The truth is that the machines are quite unreliable. I wouldn't call that bad luck. We had to run them very hard this week, particularly due to the increasingly cold weather, this weather front that has confronted us. And as that of course gets even colder, we have been using every little available capacity and throwing everything to avoid load shedding in the past 2 days. I did mention yesterday that it might, all of that might not be good enough, and here we are today at stage 2. I must tell you that we are continuing with stage 2 until 10 p.m. This evening. We will then suspend and resume stage 2 again at 9 tomorrow for the day until 10 p.m. in the evening.
All right, so you can confirm for us that definitely there is plans for stage 2 load shedding 9 a.m. tomorrow until 10 p.m. at night, just to try and fix everything.
The reason for tomorrow particularly is to replenish the emergency reserves. These are the open cycle gas turbines where you need the water there in the dams to be pumped back again, and you need to fill in the generators with diesel. So we will need therefore to take off that particular those units at this point in order to replenish the supply. Of course, the weather has also gotten even colder, which has increased the demand this evening as well.
Is it impossible to tell me at this stage if it could go further than Saturday and possibly the weekend? You know, we know that April was a terrible month for manufacturing figures because of the lockdown. Our economy just cannot afford a patchy power supply. So how are you feeling, and what is the thinking at Eskom about power supply stability in the coming months?
Since we started with these power alerts this week, we said this will carry on. This constrained supply system will carry on throughout the weekend. So unfortunately, I would love to give you good news. Sadly, I cannot. We will go through with load shedding throughout the weekend as things stand now. But we are definitely talking about stage 2 tomorrow.
All right. And Sunday?
Sunday we will still be constrained. Whether or not there will be load shedding, that decision will be made tomorrow, depending on the recoveries. We are expecting 2 or 3 more generation units to return to service during the night. We are expecting some other capacity to come on, but at this point we will be load shedding again tomorrow, just to make sure that we are better prepared for the coming week.
So now we know the lockdown was a good opportunity to do some maintenance because our economy was quiet. Are these breakdowns on plants that have already been maintained, or had you not yet got to them?
Some have, and others have not yet been maintained. The truth, I'm sure the people of South Africa are tired of hearing me telling them about how unreliable this infrastructure is, but it keeps proving time and time again how unreliable it is. We recovered about 3,000 megawatts of capacity through the maintenance that we carried out during the lockdown, using that unfortunate situation to do that much maintenance. Without that maintenance and without the lockdown, we would have been load shedding every day.
Very quickly, are we in for prolonged periods of load shedding? Can you say, no, this is just a blip, or are you unable to say?
At this point, I am unable to say, other than the guidance that we gave earlier when we said during March before lockdown, and indeed during the lockdown, particularly on the 21st of May, we spoke about a possible 3 days of load shedding. That is still our guidance. And we, of course, always qualified that by saying unless something drastic happened, which has now come to pass, I cannot give you any more guidance than that, unfortunately.
No, well, we appreciate you telling us what we can expect this weekend at least, and thank you very much for the update. Sikonathi Mantshantsha, a spokesperson for Eskom, and I can just tell you that breaking news is that we are in for stage 2 load shedding, definitely on Saturday from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. at night. There is a possibility of load shedding on Sunday as well, but Eskom will update us only on Saturday on that.